One of the common mistakes that people make whenever they're buying the fruit trees, the variety of fruit trees, especially your peaches and plums, is they'll get a tree they'll show it's adapted. They'll say, hey, it's, this peach tree right here is growing zone, 9 and higher. Hardness down to minus 20 degrees. It all sounds great, but what they don't tell you is that they've got chill hours on these things. And chill hours, you can Google it. Almost all these trees can have a chill hours. They'll tell you what it is. Different online catalogs will tell you the chill hours. I think this chill hours here is probably 400 or so. So this is April 17th, 18th. I mean, it's February 18th, I think, 17th. So it thinks winter's over because we've had a really cold winter. It's put out its blooms there, got its leaves. This is going to be very sensitive to cold weather. We're supposed to get down to 25 degrees 2 nights this week. That's going to knock all these leaves off. It's going to kill any blooms that's already out. The same thing in a different way happens with our satsumas and oranges. These things are pushing out new growth. That means all the cold tolerance that it might normally have that it had back in December and January is gone because it thinks winter's over with. It's pumping a bunch of moisture up into the leaves, and that makes it very susceptible to freeze damage. So these trees here, all these that's in these pots, are pushing growth, so we know that it's not going to have the freeze protection that we normally have, the winter hardiness. Same thing even on this Jiu-Jitsu. It's very hardy, but it's also throwing out new growth, so it's going to be a little more. It's probably still got more winter hardiness than the other ones, but that's a sign that says you need to do a lot of protection. And the same thing on this one here. This is Valencia orange. Again, it thinks winter's over. We had 80 degrees temperatures last week. It thinks it's all over. However, if you get a tree that has a higher wind chill factor, you get this. This tree's just sitting here, has not swelled up. I'm hoping it's not dead. But it's sitting there waiting for the temperature to get right because it probably still has maybe a few more chill hours, or even if it's met the chill hours, it's just met it, so it's not ready to pump out all these blooms and stuff. What's happened on some of our other trees, like this one over here, this is either tropic beauty or tropic snow. It's already got fruit on it. These little fruits are more vulnerable to cold temperatures than your blooms are. These blooms like this can take, you get damaged, but some of them will survive even down to as low as 26 degrees. These probably survive a lot of times when it gets down to 29, 28 degrees. We're going down to 25, so that doesn't help us. Over here we got one, it's in the mid stage. If you get down to 25 degrees, if it doesn't push out anymore, I'll be all right. Okay, they're swelling, but I don't think 25 degrees is going to kill all my flowering buds. It's not going to kill the tree, and it's got a higher chill requirement than the others. It's got a chill requirement of 550, 600 hours. So it's met it, but it did wait long enough that maybe we can survive this freeze or not. Now the ones I got in the main garden is all over the place. You can kind of show out through, I don't know if you see it on the video. I've got some nice little white blooms. They're fully bloomed out. Some are fully leaved out. All different stages because I do vary my wind chill. I don't sit there and say, okay, I want all my wind chill at one, I'm about 600, 550, 600 chill hours. And that's the temperature between 32 and 45 degrees and how much you get during that winter time. They're not all equal. The later wind chill is more valuable than the early wind chill because down south we'll lose some wind chill hours sometimes. We've got a lot of wind chill hours later in the year. We've been cold. We've met that requirement for most of these trees, and they're just waiting to bust out. Some are busting out earlier than others. This is kind of in between. The ones that already bloomed, that the 25 degrees to kill those. The ones that maybe haven't bloomed out yet, maybe we'll survive it. This limb here, we're just going to see it's kind of iffy, but it just has a higher wind chill. Now, you say, well, I want a high wind chill, a chill hour tree. The problem with that is if you get one that's too high wind chill and you don't meet the wind chill requirements, then they won't bloom out either. And because it doesn't ever think winter's over, and by the time it realizes winter's over, then it's too late. The blooms are already deteriorated. They probably won't bloom out. If they do bloom out, it's messed up the pistil inside, so it's not going to fertilize. You may get a few blooms, they'll fall off because the female part of the flower has degraded. It bloomed, but it wasn't able to set any fruit. So you've got to kind of get it in between. Try to get 150 hours plus or minus. I'm 550, so anything, 700 all the way down to about 400, I'm pretty safe. That one tree, I just barely missed it. This tree over here only got like 250 chill hours, so it was ready to go. Same thing with this one over here. It was just ready to go. It's already leaved out. I'm going to try to put it inside the garage if I got room to protect it. This is actually the tropic beauty, so it's a yellow peach. Peach trees and stuff sometimes hard to get to make because all different things can happen. But even my figs are starting to break dormancy. So this fig's starting to break dormancy. Like I said, we had 8 degrees last week, but the fig's going to be okay. They can, they can grow up north also. But sometimes we do have problems up north. As I have a tree like this, and it'll break dormancy. They get a really cold weather, yeah, it could hurt it. But 25, I don't think it's going to hurt it. It might knock the blooms back, but knock the leaves back, but it loses leaves on it pretty often. Be interested to see on my rose bushes. I planted those. They're still growing. They're still looking okay. I will say the roots on this one look very poor, but we got some rain. They're still pushing out growth, so we'll see how they make over time. But anyway, I did just want to say that real quick, that if you are going to be planting trees and you go to the store, and I tell you, the big box stores will have all different kinds. They'll have some that's got 850 chill hours, and that's in my area, and some of them want to have 200 chill hours. It just varies. And they're not going to tell you there how much chill hours are required. You're going to have to look it up online. It's not hard to find online. And if you just got 1 or 2 trees, try to get that right, try to get it in that right area. Don't try to, I went past it on both sides, because if I get a real cold winter like this winter, I want to have a lot of chill hours on some trees. If I had a real mild winter, then these other trees would be making like crazy. So I try to, have a wider range, but I still won't go one that's got 800, 850 hours. It's just not worth it. And they do sell them down here. They sell them in Alberta down here every year, and every year I'm looking at them thinking they're not going to make down here. Last year they had a nectarine, I think, called Sweet Dreams. It was 800 chill hours. Not going to make down here. So don't depend upon them to choose the right trees. That is one thing that people don't really think about. They don't consider it. One of the biggest trees around here is Sam Houston, because it requires about 500 chill hours. But guess what? And that's right in this wheelhouse. So they'd always say, well, that one will make. And people around here say, yeah, they like the Sam Houston peach because it makes good. But it was bred for down here. The other thing, sometimes when you're choosing those trees, in my area, I want to try to choose trees that like Florida or LSU has produced. Somewhat with Texas A&M, I do try to avoid, though sometimes they're still good, peaches from California, just because the diseases down there are not the same diseases we have up here. They don't have plum cucullio in California. Brown rot's not near as a problem in California, but they do have peach leaf curl, which we don't have out here. So try to get some that's developed around your area and get the chill hours right. It'll go a long ways before you can be able to produce trees. And those chill hours, actually, even blackberries have a chill hour requirement. Some of them are low, so it doesn't really matter, but some, like Triple Crown, has 2 higher chill hours for us down here. So keep that in mind. Primordial Freedoms, once got a low chill hour, sometimes it blooms early. It can get caught by freeze if you're further up north. Just be aware of that. Check it, see. Pear trees the same way, apple trees, they all have chill hours. Know what they are, try to get close to that range, 150 hours either side of it, and you'll be a lot more successful in your fruit growing endeavors. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. I've got to get busy getting all these plants in the garage. Thank you.